Okay, Jewel, it's 3:30 Apple time. If you could go ahead and read your opening statement, please.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, board, staff, and members of the public. After my statement, the chairman will open this meeting and explain the rules for this electronic meeting. Please keep your microphone on mute when you are not speaking. The technical support team may proactively mute participants if the microphone is picking up background noise. Board members should check to make sure the microphone is not muted before speaking. You may text me at 540-336-3948 at any time during the meeting if you need technical support, and an IT tech will call your cell phone to assist. I now turn the meeting over to Chairman Kobliss.
Welcome, everyone. Now I'd like to introduce our legal counsel, Jonathan Rack. Jonathan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In accordance with the Governor's State of Emergency Declaration and executive orders regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors Continuity of Government Ordinance and General Assembly 2020 Budget Amendments 28 and 137, Loudoun Water will meet today in an electronic meeting. In compliance with these procedures, only action items necessary to continue operations of Loudoun Water and the discharge of its lawful purposes, duties, and responsibilities will be discussed during today's meeting. Reports and other meeting information are available on board docs. Public notice and meeting access information was provided on the Loudoun Water website. This meeting is being recorded, and a recording of the meeting will be available in board docs at the Loudoun Water website as well. And I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Jonathan. During presentations, staff will pause for questions and discussion. There will be an opportunity for discussion after each presentation, and we will also monitor and recognize the hand raise feature. For each action item, a roll call voice vote will be taken by the board secretary. Opportunity for public comment was provided within the meeting notice. Any written comments were provided to the board secretary and will be read during the public speaker's agenda item. Jewel, if you would take a roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Allen?
Here.
Bonfield?
Here.
Byers?
Here.
Campbell?
Here.
Kelly?
Here.
Kobliss?
Here.
Moody?
Here.
Sursakar?
Here.
And Sultan?
Here.
All present, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
So moved, Marty.
Seconded, Sean.
Go ahead, Jewel, and if there's no comments.
Yes, sir. Allen?
Yes.
Bonfield?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Moody?
Yes.
Sursakar?
Yes.
Sultan?
Yes.
And Kobliss?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Unanimous.
Great. So welcome, everybody. I hope everybody had a fantastic Easter Sunday. It was probably one of the most beautiful days of the year. I hope everybody got out to enjoy it. I want to, I'll just go first this time. I just want to thank Alton Eccles and Mike Beardsley for helping me with one of our major clients and discussing cybersecurity and physical security of Loudoun Water. It was a great meeting, and it was an honor to have such great representation by staff in front of a major client. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was an email sent out about phishing, etc. And I'm just wondering if Mr. Byers didn't pass the test. I look at his name on his picture there, and I've got angle, Bill Byers, guest, angle, dot. I'm just wondering, how did that happen for poor Bill? All the rest of us just have our name.
I've been hacked.
And Bill, you have your hand up. Did you need to say something?
That was a mistake, sir. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so other board member comments. Let's see. Let's start with Marty.
The only thing I wanted to add is being proud of this organization that they're working seamlessly through this pandemic. I think it's a testimony to the wonderful staff that we have. That's all I had to say.
Great. Terry?
I want to say happy spring to everybody. Remember, don't plant anything until Mother's Day. I make that mistake every year, so I'm not going to make it this year. And get vaccinated, everybody. That's all I have.
That's right. Jim Bonfils?
Nothing today. Thank you.
Sure. Bill?
One shot down, one to go, fully vaccinated by the end of April. That's all I've got.
Great. Brent?
Yeah, no comments from me, but thank you. Great to see everyone.
Sean?
No, nothing really from me. Just happy spring to everybody. Just a question: do we approve the agenda?
Yeah.
I know we did the minutes. I just okay.
Yeah. No, we're still in board member comments. The agenda is not
Okay.
for another 4.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead.
I know you're out of being chairman. Is kind of you're missing the logical.
Just trying to help the new chairman.
I know you're right. I do make mistakes.
Well, are you sure we don't
wanna...
need? Are you sure we don't need Cobblers being watched?
Yeah, well, Marty, I want to congratulate you because I read the minutes of the CIP meeting and I didn't see any comments from the chairman. I think that's the first time. Any questions or comments?
Oh, there were a couple.
Oh, there was quite a discussion.
All right, Keith.
I'm good.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, just with the weather being nice, I just want to tell a little story. I was driving up to Massachusetts a couple of weeks ago with my family, and I was in a rest area, and struck up a conversation with a guy who obviously saw my Virginia tags. And it so happened he's a birder, and he was talking about areas he'd been to Virginia a few times, talking about areas, and Beaver Dam Creek came up and the reservoir. So he said it's a great area, and so I just thought it was interesting and passed it along. It's a known area outside of our locale, and I was telling him a little about what's taking place and what's going on, and he said he looking forward to getting back and perhaps do some more birding talking about the trails and everything else that's planned. So I just thought that was interesting that being out of the state and striking up a conversation and talking about Beaver Dam and what we're doing. So
okay, Angeline.
I just want to thank the staff and the Loudoun Water Board and everybody that does a great job of keeping everything together. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Okay, Carla, General Manager's report.
Okie doke. Just a couple things to let you know about. The 2020 Annual Drinking Water Quality Report is now available on our website. This is published annually. The annual Consumer Confidence Water Quality Report is published annually as a requirement under the Safe Drinking Water Act. And in the report, you'll see information about where our water comes from, what's added, how it's treated, tests we perform, information on fluoride, and quality evaluation. And so if you get the opportunity, please check that out. We're very, very proud of that report. In concert with Fairfax Water, we successfully switched our water treatment disinfection to free chlorine to support our annual flushing program. And I think I mentioned in my last email update that our line maintenance team kicked off their flushing program on March 22nd. And that's a 12-week program, and we should be done by the second week of June. We reached a major milestone on the Brippy 5 Horsepen Sewer project. The project is substantially complete, and we should reach final completion in a few months. We recently received proposals from engineering firms for planning and design of the next expansion of Broad Run, which is phase 3. The selection committee will spend the next couple months going through those proposals. And once a firm is selected and negotiations are complete, the committee's recommendation will be brought forward to the CIP committee, and that is planned for late August. Mr. Sultan, did you have a question?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any notice about the flushing program. Don't you normally send something out to tell them about changes in taste and stuff like that?
I'm going to have to defer to Sue on that. Sue Crosby, are you on?
Hi. Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Yes, Mr. Sultan, we do. We notify people on social media and our website. And typically we put it in the HOA newsletters as well.
Oh, okay. I just didn't notice it. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Sue. Let's see. The world's first robotic car wash is coming to Loudoun. Some of you may have read about that. And Loudoun Water actually gets to be a part of that because we are going to supply reclaimed water. And this will be the first car wash in Virginia served by reclaimed water. So hats off to everybody that that was able to bring that forward to Loudoun. Speaking of reclaimed water, on March 19th, Micah View participated in a panel discussion for the Virginia Economic Developers Association at the request of Mr. Buddy Reiser with the Department of Economic Development. The panel focused on data center development and energy needs and conservation efforts, and Micah spoke to the group about Loudoun Water's reclaimed water program. Our IT group implemented yet another tool for cybersecurity, and that is requiring multi-factor authentication for all employees. And so we're all getting used to that. Mark Peterson, Pam Kennel, and I participated in ICPRB's operations committee meeting March 22nd. Really nothing of substance to report from that meeting. As most of you know, the county has started vaccinating priority group 1C, which includes water and wastewater workers. So luckily our staff is starting to receive their emails, scheduling their appointments, and getting themselves vaccinated. With respect to educational events, we have one to report. Loudoun Water is collaborating with community partners on the second annual Loudoun Student Environmental Action Showcase, which will be held virtually during Earth Day week, which is April 19th to the 25th. The event is co-hosted by the Loudoun Environmental Education Alliance, and the purpose is really to amplify youth voices in environmental problem solving by showcasing to a real-world audience how students have meaningfully contributed to environmental stewardship in Loudoun County. And to close, just a couple stats for you. We have approved 487 applications for the utility assistance funding and have applied more than $283,000 to outstanding balances. We have 1,756 payment plans in place, and we added 520 new connections in March, primarily data centers, bringing our year-to-date total to 741. Which is in excess of our budget projection through March of 550. And with that, that's all I have.
Thanks, Carla. As far as the agenda, I'd like to make a minor change if Marty's okay with this. This is on the action item. I had an issue with a line item in the Goose Creek Industrial Park Pump Station, which had to do with permitting. I felt the cost was a little too high, so I wanted to put it on the action agenda for explanation. Well, I've spent a few hours with Roddy talking about this, and he has shown me that what they have on there is correct. So unless Marty really wants them to go through the design, I'd like to put that item onto consent agenda instead of it being an action agenda. Marty, do you have any issues with that, or would you like to?
That one had quite a lot of discussion at the committee meeting, but if the other committee members are okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Okay, well,
I'm okay with it. It's Jim.
Yeah, we can put it on the consent agenda.
okay, well then I would like to make a motion to adopt the agenda with the change of adding the action item into the consent item. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
And discussion, it looks like Sean has his hand up. Did you have some more discussion, Sean?
Yeah, just one question on that item. Are we reimbursed for that, or is that just our cost?
I believe that is our cost.
That's our cost.
That is our
We're not
cost to
reimbursed.
connect them. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. That's it.
Any other?
I'm okay with it. Go.
Okay. Any other comments or questions?
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to confirm on the item 2D that there were no public speakers who.
Oh boy, past that. What a rookie! I'm telling you.
Boy, we got to watch him.
Jonathan beat me to it.
Can we make Sean chairman again?
I got all thrown off when Sean had me all screwed up in the very beginning.
I just want to see if you're on your toes. That's all.
All right, I'm sorry. Jewel, are there any public? Is there anybody from the public that would like to discuss anything?
No, sir, we have no public speakers signed up.
Okay, I still continue with my motion to adopt the agenda as changed with the one action item moved to consent. If somebody could second again, that'd be great.
Mr. Sultan has a second.
I'll second again.
Go ahead and take the roll call, Jewel.
Sure. Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Bonfils?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Moody?
Yes.
Sursakar?
Yes.
Sultan?
Yes.
And Koblis?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Unanimous.
Okay, great. Marty, if you could go ahead and talk about the CIP meeting and including the change to consent for that one item.
Okay. The meeting started off with an information item that provided an explanation as to what constitutes basic ordering agreements, their function and use. The presentation provided an explanation as to how staff chooses firms that are selected for the various assignments. I thought it was very, very enlightening. Then there was an action item, a design task order for Paragon Park interconnection. A 30-inch main supplying water from Fairfax and a 24-inch main supplying water from Trap Rock. Both mains are located at Paragon Park off Pacific Boulevard in Ashburn. Recent development at this site provided Loudoun Water with the opportunity to provide an interconnection between these two mains and therefore increase system security if either the Trap Rock or Fairfax water supply is interrupted. The task order includes design of a vault, piping connections between the two transmission mains, valving, and appurtenances required for remote operation. The task order also includes field investigations, permitting, and bid phase assistance. Staff selected Wallace Montgomery and negotiated a task order of $146,000. The CIP committee recommended approval of the task order and a 5% contingency for a total authorized budget of $153,000 and inclusion of the item on the board consent agenda. The next item that deals with what Mark just talked about. This is the design task order for Goose Creek Industrial Park Pump Station. This plant, the sewage treatment plant is strategically well suited for a pump station to serve the eastern part of the JLMA as it develops. The anticipation of more stringent permit limits coupled with the new JLMA service limits has led to the adoption of a strategy to connect the area to our central service area. The existing plant will be decommissioned by 2025 to avoid costly changes that will be required by a new permit and replaced by a pump station. The staff selected Dewberry to design a 500,000 gallon per day pump station and 11,800 linear feet of force main. The negotiated fee is 575,000, and the established budget is 5% with a 5% contingency for a total of $605,000. The committee originally recommended including this item on the consent agenda, which has now been changed to originally said that it should be on the action agenda, which we now changed to consent agenda. And then there were two information items, but there was nothing significant included in those. And that's my report.
Thanks, Marty. Okay, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yeah, this is Keith. Motion to approve.
No, this is Marty, second.
Any discussion?
No.
Jewel, roll call.
Allen,
Yes.
Bonfils,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Sursakar,
Yes.
Sultan,
Yes.
Koblis.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Unanimous.
Great. As there is nothing on the action agenda now, no, there isn't any new business. There are no informational items. However, a reminder that we will have a short closed meeting for a minor item. Brian, anything to report in your finance monthly summary?
No, sir, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Seeing none, anything for Alton with the water resources management? I didn't really look at it closely. Alton, everything going good?
Yep, everything's going well. I'd take any questions if you have them.
I have a question.
Sure thing.
Let me lower my hand. I noticed that, our drawdown from the Potomac was a lot less because we had that turbidity issue, I guess, in March. So I understand that, but it led me to a kind of thought in my mind, and that is, do we have some sort of quota or estimate of how much of our total water supply is between taking out of the Potomac at Trap Rock and between Fairfax? In other words, is it supposed to be 50-50? Do we have a target?
We don't have a target per se. To answer your question at a high level, that's dependent upon, demand. Demand drives, time of year, what we're producing at Trap Rock versus taking from Fairfax water. There are certain stipulations that come into play with our VWP permit, in other words, our permit to withdraw from the river, but those are related to times of drought. So those really don't come into play here, and that's further mitigated in the future by Milestone Reservoir when we would enter into those sorts of situations, but statistically those are very rare occurrences. So really kind of the operating paradigm that we settled into based on our analyses of pumping costs, treatment costs, and everything holistically is really kind of where we're operating right now in terms of during winter demands, we're generally about 10 MGD from Fairfax and 8 from Trap Rock roughly, and then during higher demand times it's more around 2/3 from Fairfax and about 1/3 from Trap Rock. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, I just saw in March we were 6.7 million MGD from the river, and of a total of 19.5 used. So I was just trying to get a feel. That's about 40%, I guess. So I was just wondering, if we had some sort of a target, in other words. but you explained it. So
that's more or less our target right now. We're continuing to watch that, and of course, what's most efficient for us in terms of cost to treat and operate the conveyance facilities in the system. But it's actually a really great question, and yeah, to your point with the shutdown, it was pulling the average down last month. But the good news is we're moving along. Later this month, we're looking at getting one of our other raw water pumps back. That is one that we look to try to operate a bit in the turbid conditions, setting the stage for the future kind of final improvements to the raw water pumping and close out of all of that matter. But yeah, I hope that pretty much answered your question.
yep, it did. I had to keep you on your toes, though.
No problem. Any other questions?
All right. Water and sewer agreements, Wade. Anything of note? And does anybody have any questions?
No, I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right. Seeing none, I'll read my motion to go into a closed meeting. Pursuant to section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board of this authority enter into a closed meeting. The authority for this closed meeting is found in section 2.2-3711A, subsection 8. Consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel. The item to be discussed is the settlement of warranty claims related to the census meters. Can I have a second, please?
Second, Terry.
Okay, roll call. Jewel?
Allen,
Yes.
Bonfield,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Sursakar,
Yes.
Sultan. Mr. Sultan,
Yes.
thank you. And Mr. Kobless.
Yes. And as a
Unanimous.
reminder, everybody, we have to go out and join the next meeting. See you in a brief minute.
Yeah, Jewel, this is Keith. I don't see the link for the next meeting. Is that?
I can send it to you again, Keith.
Oh, it wasn't on the calendar. Was it an email?
It was emailed as a calendar invite, but I can forward it to you again.
Okay, great. That'd be great.
Okay, so leave this meeting and I'm going to send that to you right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Quick. Thank you, AJ, for your help.
Mr. Sultan? You need to leave this meeting and join the closed session.
All right, we're back, almost.
Everybody's getting so good at this.
I know, we're just popping right in.
Like 6 months ago, it would taking us 20 minutes to do this.
I know, it's almost like we know what we're doing.
Well, from where I am, the wind's not blowing, it's not raining, the sun's out, so my DSL works great.
Well,
Mark,
practice just makes it better, right, folks? So the more we practice, the better it is.
Absolutely.
Enough.
Mark, would you, can I just put in a quick plug for a couple of folks?
Sure, absolutely. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought you were done with your presentation.
I was, but I just wanted to mention that now that it sounds like we're good to go on it, I think it's appropriate to mention that this is really mostly the work of two of our key staff members. One is Mike Rowe, our field services manager. He's relatively recent to his role, but he's really the one that's responsible for the excellent performance of our meter reading system and has kind of driven us to get to this solution today. And the other person is Laura Bowers. She's our IT projects and supplier manager. She has managed the census relationship over the years. She's held them accountable, and she's the one who's done a lot of the heavy lifting in getting this negotiated agreement to the finish line. So those two folks have really done the lion's share of the work, and they deserve a lot of the credit.
Thanks. So I guess I don't have to move to return to the open meeting. So we should get rid of this letter B then, Jewel, for the next meeting. So since I don't have to do that. So I need to read the statement, I guess. Is that correct, Jonathan? I want to make sure I'm in the right order now. I thought I had it down and I blew it again.
My fault for not updating the agenda, but yes, you can just go straight to the motion for certification, which I think you've got in front of you.
Okay, great. So whereas the Board of Directors of the Loudoun County Sanitation Authority has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. And whereas 2.23712D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the Loudoun County Sanitation Authority that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Loudoun County Sanitation Authority hereby certifies that, to the best of each member's knowledge, 1, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convene the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered. So may I have a motion to certify this closed meeting?
So moved. It's Bill.
Second, Terry.
Any discussion? Jewel, roll call.
Yes, sir. Hallen,
Yes.
Bonfils,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Sursakar,
Yes.
Sultan,
Yes.
Koblis.
Yes. Hope everybody has a great month, and we'll see you at
Mr.
the
Chairman,
committee
I'm
meeting.
sorry.
No, what do I got to
If you
do
don't
now?
mind,
We have to motion.
if there is a board member that could make a motion
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
approve the
I don't have
settlement.
that on my little list here.
No problem.
Okay, got it. All right, can I have a board member motion to approve this?
I can make a motion to approve as enunciated.
All right.
So the motion, just to restate the motion for the board, this would be a motion to authorize the general manager to enter into the settlement agreement with Census and Core in Maine as discussed in the closed meeting with final review by legal counsel.
Exactly.
So Terry, is there a second?
I'll second it. This is Brent.
Okay.
I have Mr. Allen as the motion and Mr. Sultan second
Okay.
for
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is getting to be a nightmare. All right.
Ready for the roll call vote,
Yes,
sir?
please.
John, you want to come back, John?
Get me out of this thing.
And you were just talking
Mr.
about
Allen?
how easy it was becoming.
You made a lot of mistakes today.
Mark, you were just
Thank
talking
God
about how
John was
easy
there
it
to
was.
correct you.
All right, Mr.
I will say yes.
All right, Mr. Bonfils,
Yes.
Mr. Byers,
Yes.
Mr. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Moody,
Yes.
Thursakar,
Yes.
Sultan,
Yes.
Koblis,
Yes, and Jewel, in the future, I know that's unanimous, but in the future, if we could add maybe after closed meeting that we have to make some kind of motion here, because I go strictly by this agenda and take B off of there so that I don't look like an idiot next time too.
no problem. I'll work with Jonathan to revise that part of the agenda.
Okay, can I now have a motion to adjourn, please?
Oh, please, yes. Motion, yes. Bill.
Second, anybody?
Second by Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Thank goodness there's no public. Go ahead and go. Go ahead with the roll call, Jewel, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Bonfils,
Yes.
Byers,
Oh, yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Thursakar,
Yes.
Sultan,
I'm not sure. Okay, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Koblis.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 4:39. Thank you.